Well, to our last and final question, what's more scary, guys? Racism, war, or global warming?
Hi, my name is Mingo. I would say racism, because we could be judged on color and not how we act or how we talk. They could just beat us up for like no reason.
They who?
Classmates, classmates, people we walk around with, or just see in school.
Okay.
Anybody else?
For me, I would say racism because it's not only between black and white, Spanish and Latinos. It's like around us. And for me, the main reason is jealousy, because there's always gonna be somebody in the world that don't like somebody. It's because people you have a lot of insubordinate people.
So do you think you can change that?
I think I can make a change by not looking at others like down.
Mm-hmm.
I look at others like human beings, because we all are human beings. We are made for a reason.
Right.
We all are here for a reason.
Right.
So it's for them to figure out that main reason.
So how will you try to empower your people?
I'll try by exactly power tools that help me
Power
to
tools.
show other people,
Good answer.
help them. All right.
Good answer.
Anybody else?
Yes. I agree with him. I think that racism is also scary because racism is one of the causes of the war, and global warming, it's a tough issue, but it can be solved, but it's going to take a lot of work. Racism, people that's higher in society, they can also control your life. I mean, it can be changed also, but it starts from within yourself. If people know how to change racism, it starts from yourself, and then people can teach others to, search within themselves to change racism.
Good answer. Anybody else?
I have something to say.
Okay.
I think that all three problems are very serious and are very scary, but to me, I think racism and war are the scariest. In today's world where we have racism, for one, is getting even more scary. Now we have people hanging nooses on people's lockers and in schools, and I'm just looking at the world like, this is crazy. Like, I know you can never stop racism. Racism is always going to go on somewhere along in the world, but it's scaring me now because the world is so full of hate. And the thing with war is that millions and millions and thousands of soldiers that need to be brought home are not being brought home, and everyone is getting killed every day. And I just think that it's crazy. And it's like, I once heard this quote, and it said, if God wanted us to be wanted us to be the same, why would he make us so different?
Uh-huh.
And that's one of my favorite quotes, because it's like, with racism, you're looking down on somebody else's race. And if you seriously sit there and be like, oh, I believe in God, there should only be one race, then you can't, because if he really wanted us to be the same, he wouldn't make us different. And I just think it's crazy, the war, everyone dying, racism, people are dying over stupid things.
Uh-huh.
And it's like, I would personally love for it to all be changed or different, but you can't make a change if nobody else wants to change. Everyone has to be willing to make that change.
Uh-huh.
So that's how I feel about those issues.
I have something to say. I can't differentiate between how scary the three are. I mean, I think they're all equally scary. Global warming, to think about the fact that in 100 or 200 years that the whole human race will be wiped out, is basically the scariest thing to ever think about. Think about how your children and their children, maybe after your great-grandchildren, there'll be no more of you. That's scary to me. And war, it makes no sense to go into another country or even your own country and kill people who are put on this earth for a reason. That's denying someone their right to live, which is wrong
Right.
in any aspect of life. Racism in itself is stupidity, is ignorance. People shouldn't look down upon another race. Like Sakina said, if we were put on this earth for the same reason, we're all human beings. We should look at each other as equals and not as superiors or anything like that. People shouldn't be oppressors, or they shouldn't be allowed to be oppressed. We should all be one.
Well, my views on it is, I'm just going to go straight for global warming. I'm not even going to say anything about racism or war. Now, the thing with global warming is, a lot of people say we can't do anything about it. You're cursing at me, but on the real, we can do something about it. Eventually, it's going to happen, but for now, it's kind of under control for now, but we can still do more. there's a whole lot of things we can do about it. People just have to look up, read more about it. I mean, get focused on it, because this is going to affect everything. How would you feel if you brought, when we're older, and you brought children in this world, and then knowing that from years down, you're going to be getting old, they're going to be getting older, they're going to have to deal with all the consequences that we never tried to fix. So I'm going to put myself in a position where I want to be somewhere or around a group of people who's going to try to do something to save this world as it is right now, because it's going somewhere. Right now, we know where we at. This is hell. This is the first level. This is the first level. So until we get out of the first level and stop thinking so naive and so simple and ignorant, we're going to have to turn to the Father and, Father, what am I doing wrong? Father, where must I go from here? Father, what can I do? You can do a lot. People they got to get focused on it. Those are my views.
Just like Mr. C and Miss D taught us, we can do anything we set our mind to do. If we set our mind to change racism, global warming, and war, it could be changed. We just have to do within ourselves and also get each other to do it in a group, not just say we're going to do it and not do anything about it.
I have something to say. I feel that all three are scary in their own way, but at the same time, I feel like if all three are going to be solved by us, I feel that everyone should be an imitation of Christ. That is my opinion. Everybody should imitate Christ. If you know who Christ is is not down for war. Christ is not down for racism. He's not with this global warming. I mean, if we all imitate Christ, I feel like most of these issues would be solved. Christ is very humble. He's a loving God. He loves his enemies. He doesn't fight. He doesn't do all this craziness that's going on in the world. So if we all imitate him, I feel like we will be all right. Everyone will be all right.
I have something to say.
All right.
I feel like all three are equally, they are all equal. They all stand on the same level. But I feel for us to get the word out and to speak on it and try to stop it, it takes our generation to start it and speak out. If one person speak about it, no one's going to listen. But if all of us come together and try to make things work, then it's going to, they have no choice but to listen to us and to try to change things. But it starts with us. If no one's going to want to do it, or they're not going to want to listen, then it's going to stay the same. Nothing's going to change.
I think the thing we really have to understand about these three concepts is that they're all really not the same if you look at it from a different perspective and a different viewpoint. Racism, that's in your heart. A war, that's in your heart. Global warming is not in your heart. You're on global warming. So this is the time that we have to stand up and we got to do what's right. Because at the end of the day, when we see, oh, there's water coming into our city or there's water coming into our borough, why is there water coming into your borough? Why? Because you, out of all the millions, were saying, oh, we can't do anything about it. And then when it happens, it's like, what are we going to do about it? You should have thought about that before, Tom.
I agree. That's why they say we are the world, we are the children, we are the ones to make this world a better place.
It has to start with us.
Mm-hmm. God made us in his image, so we all share the same face.
Yeah.
We all share it.
Have something to say?
I feel like all three is equal because with global warming, the effects that we did on our Earth today are irreversible. Like, there's nothing we can change that. We can reduce it, but it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And I feel like war is the cause of racism because we're over there fighting people because of we don't like the way their government is, and we're fighting them over oil. Like, that's material things. And people over there is dying because of stupidness. Like, and racism, like how white people put black people down. And with white people, what they do with their children, they implant that in them. So when they grow up, they think, oh, we're higher than any other race. And it starts with their parents. So all that is scary.
Yeah. I have something to say. I would have to say racism and war because, as they said, global warming, you can only reduce it. So that's out of the question. But racism and war, they reflect on the same thing. It's off of man's greed and their ignorance. If we always find people about a color of the skin, and it's not only that, we fight between ourselves, especially as black and Latinos. We fight over a flag. We fight over what ethnic group you are. Are you Jamaican? You American? And we shouldn't have to go through that.